Now, Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Boy, it sure was a warm day in southern Oregon and northern California. If you headed away from the coast, temperatures are right around 85 degrees from Grants Pass all the way down to Mount Shasta. We made it into the upper 70s east the Cascades, and we were into the low 60s along the Oregon coast. The official high Medford, 85 degrees. Will be about 10 degrees cooler for tomorrow, give or take a couple degrees, thanks to our next cold front, which is offshore. This is pushing the high pressure that gave us the warm weather for today off towards the east. So we'll see that change in the weather pattern beginning tonight, mostly because we're going to be looking at low clouds develop, especially west of the Cascades and along the Oregon coast. So we'll start off with a kind of a gloomy look. Overall, a little bit less clouds east of the Cascades, but pretty pleasant temperatures. Overall, we'll be into the 40s east of the Cascades and 50s west of the Cascades. With the exception of the coast, you'll still be into the upper 40s with upper 30s over towards Crater Lake. For the kids heading off to school tomorrow morning, temperatures, well, not too bad overall. We'll be into the 50s, so it'll be a bit on the mild side. We'll see some cloud cover. Other than that, it's going to be pretty quiet overall. By the time they're coming home, temperatures definitely cooler compared to today. We were in the 80s, obviously, for today. Tomorrow, we'll be into the 70s. So very pleasant weather overall. Now, if you're thinking of maybe hitting around a golf for tomorrow, temperatures definitely cooler. We'll be looking at intervals of clouds and sun, and we'll be looking at a breezy afternoon. The real breezy conditions will be east the Cascades, where we could be looking at wind gusts maybe around 30 miles an hour, but temperatures will be into the 70s for most of the region, 60s along the Oregon coast, and 50s into the Cascades. 76 the forecast high for Medford. So our stormcast right now showing beautiful conditions. We'll see clouds on the increase tonight, starting off tomorrow morning with some low clouds, especially along the Oregon coast. Once we get towards the afternoon, we'll start looking at some sunshine, but that cold front moves through our region, which will trigger at least some showers and thunderstorms, mainly along the Cascades, eastern part of Siskiyou County, and over towards the eastern part of Klamath and Lake counties. We're not looking at anything widespread. They're going to be pretty much a splash and dash kind of a thunderstorm if we do get any, but you're not going to have to worry about canceling your plans or anything along those lines. They'll linger till about midnight as that front moves slowly off towards the east, but everyone else looking pretty quiet. And we could see some morning clouds again for Sunday morning here in the Rogue Valley, but if we do, they're not going to last quite as long. We get into the afternoon, it's going to be very nice overall. High pressure really will just start to dominate our weather pattern yet again. And then we go in towards Thursday, and we're just going to continue with the very nice weather. So that's not going to help with the pollen all that much because we're going to stay pretty high through the end of the week. What we really need is some rain to be able to change that. Now, in terms of the mowing forecast, there is a slight downturn for tomorrow, which would be mainly east of the Cascades. But basically, if you're thinking of mowing your lawn, doing any kind of garden work, it's going to be looking pretty good overall. Now, in terms of our overall pattern, that system moves through tomorrow. That'll definitely cool us off. It'll linger into Wednesday, so still feeling fairly pleasant. Now, high pressure will build in off to the west and move into our region for the latter part of the week, so temperatures climb up, but we're not anticipating any real heat. By the time we get to Saturday, a weak system will move through our area, and that'll cool us off just a little bit more. But then things get interesting once we get towards, well, late in the weekend into early next week. We're going to be looking at high pressure down to our south, trying to build in a big system way offshore is going to give us a strong southwesterly flow. So when we look at this kind of an overall pattern, we could be on the muggy side and warm side, and we're going to be on the borderline with the potential for some rain. So we'll keep an eye on that in the days to come. So your forecast for the Oregon coast, a few showers over towards Port Orford, but other than that, it's going to be pretty quiet. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. However, you do have that slight chance of rain for once we get towards Monday. Northern California, 70s and 80s for the next several days. Only real chance of precipitation would be on Tuesday. The warmest day looks to be on Saturday. Klamath Basin, pretty decent for tomorrow, although you could see a few showers. Cool on Wednesday, at least upper 60s is relatively cool, and then low 80s by the end of the week. In the Cascades, your best chance of any activity would be for tomorrow, and then once we get towards the early part of next week, otherwise, temperatures very pleasant overall. Here in the Rogue Valley, it'll be nice and pleasant, fairly seasonal for tomorrow and into Wednesday with lingering clouds, but more sunshine and warmer temperatures by the end of the week.